Hey, welcome back to the E30. In this video, we are going to turn the interior into this. This will be a multi-part series. In this video, I'll be removing the dashboard along with everything else needed to get it out, such as the steering wheel, the glove box, and the aircon controls in the middle. In future episodes, I'll be removing the seats, the carpeting, sound deadening material, and I'll have another episode just focusing on the wiring loom as well. I'm doing this because I'm hunting down some electrical gremlins, and I'm also hunting for all the rust spots which needs to be fixed in my quest to restore this E30 to good working condition. If you're interested, please subscribe to the channel. As you can see, I'm starting with the steering wheel. There's a big nut hiding behind the BMW logo. I think it's a 22 or 21 millimeter socket that's required, and a breaker bar. You'll be removing a lot of items and there'll be a lot of small pieces, so get a box handy. And there will be a lot of nuts and bolts that you'll be undoing, and it'll be hard to remember where they go, so I like to just thread them back on after I remove the part. For anything that can't be put back on, I like to keep them all in little bags. After removing the steering wheel, next you can remove the instrument cluster. I have a separate video on this and also on fixing the tachometer in the instrument cluster. Link in the top right and in the description below. Now we can disconnect and remove the ECU, which is under the dashboard beside the steering column. Four bolts hold the ECU in place. Another 3 or 4 bolts hold the ECU mounting bracket in place. For my car, the alarm system was tucked above the ECU mounting tray. Not too sure whether this is an original alarm system or an added-on aftermarket part. Moving on to the passenger side, we'll now work on the glove compartment. There's a strap and a screw on the right side, limiting the glove compartment's downward travel. So the first thing to do is to unscrew that. Next, grab a Phillips screwdriver and hit under the glove compartment at the back to undo 2 screws. As always, make sure you keep all the screws and bolts for the same part all in one nice bag. One small nut and bolt keeps the upper cover of the glove compartment in place. Once you remove that, you can slide the tray out. For this bolt and nut, I'm just going to reattach it to the tray so I know exactly where it goes. For this right-hand drive car, you can see how the brake pedal motion is transferred to the brake booster and master cylinder, which is still on the left side of the car. The next step in removing the dashboard is to remove the air conditioning controls, the head unit if you have one, and the clock located in the center of the dashboard. The air conditioning buttons will come off as one, but the sliders will not. Now that we are starting to remove electrical buttons and other items connected to the wiring loom, remember to attach labels to the connectors and connection points so you can reassemble it later. I will have another video which shows the wiring looms in more detail. At this point I started trying to remove the dashboard, but as you'll see in a bit, you have to remove the plastic trim around the steering column before there will be enough space for the dashboard to be removed. There are two last screws that hold the air conditioning controls in place. Here you can see how the steering column trim makes it quite tight and uncomfortable to remove the dashboard. A thick bundle of wires is attached to the underside of the dashboard. There will be some plastic clips, maybe even some Velcro straps that hold it in place. So just undo all of it and you'll be able to remove the dashboard. It was at this point I realized that the dashboard would come out a lot more easily if I just removed the trim around the steering column. But I didn't actually manage to do that, so I just squeezed the dashboard out through the available space. I'll show you in a bit how to remove the plastic trim so you don't have to go through this trouble. Now for the smart way, you should remove the plastic trim around the steering column first. I'm not sure if you need to undo these two screws. These two, in front and to the sides, you have to remove. And also these two underneath have to be undone. After which, the bottom cover and the top cover can both be removed. This is it. Dashboard pulled off. This is the stuff under your dashboard. We've got air conducting. Goes to the sides, center, and the other side. Under here would have been the glove compartment, the accessory socket, connector is there. Got some, the wiring loom is just running across like this. That's how the wiring loom would have gone, all the way to the ECU down here. So that's the dashboard, and that's it for this video. In another episode, I'll go into removal of the seats, carpets, transmission tunnel trim, and some sound deadening materials. And then I'll have another episode just for the wiring, showing the entire loom. I hope you'll give this video a thumbs up, and please subscribe to stay tuned to upcoming episodes.